Hey, fellow ranchers, it's me, Mario, still in the middle of the heat wave. Today, we're going to talk about 5B, or another building that was not good enough. Fortunately, this is going to be a common theme among the mid-sized building that don't have hands on them. Um, but this one is another building that looks really good to beginners, I think, but it's just not ideal. So you're going to discard a black cow for two certificates. Here the variance is pretty high. It's not like when you get two coins. So if you don't have the cow, I mean, whatever. It's better if you have it. If you don't have it, all right. But it's more similar to 1A, or 2A, sorry. The building that can let you discard a white cow for 4 coins and then access to the cow market, because here the variance is very high. If you can get the two certificates, this action is actually playable. It's not very good. Let's just say that it's not very good, but it's playable if you can both get two certificates and let's say 5 coins. Then it's an alright action. I would say that this building is alright, but the fact that you need to have a black cow makes it substantially worse. And the thing that really makes it not ideal is that engineers already have an ideal loop that is most of the time a bit slower than the other players, because they have to stop on these two buildings, both, to get a lot of steps on the rails and hopefully try to reach spot 39, or at least get enough station master tile to get points from in a game. So most of the time they are looking for games in which these two buildings are far enough from each other that they can do something like grab some heads, stop here, and then go deliver. They don't really need many other stops. But in this game, for example, these two buildings are really close to each other. Even though they're not going to be as close as in the other games, because there are two black hands here, so these two spots are going to be filled up by other buildings. But since, I mean, let's just with this first. You don't really want to be an engineer in this setup, so keep that in mind. But if you feel like you can go engineers in this setup, because maybe there are a lot of cheap engineers in the 5 spots, the other players are not really getting any engineers, and like this station master tile is pretty good in the first spot, and they can maybe get like another one like this one and then go straight up till the end of the loop. It's doable, but at that point they might actually need a stop in this part of the trail. I would argue that it works pretty well to stop here and maybe grab a hazard or just grab coins. But you can also try to set up this building in the first part of the loop to try to get coins and certificates out of it. I wouldn't say it's the plan I would go for. I'm just trying to think about ways this can work, and it can work. But why it's not good? Because it costs 3 builders. Like, if it was cheaper, I think it would have been pretty decent for engineers overall. But it's pretty expensive, and you're just going to gain some coins out of it most of the time. And if you can get a black cow, then that's pretty good. But it's again not incredibly good. It's probably still better to stop on this building, because you're going to get bandits, and bandits can be used with objectives. And if you're an engineer, at some point you're going to stop getting certificates and you're going to get one or maybe even two objectives. So having some bandits lying around is pretty decent, and having some hazards laying around is pretty decent, while this building doesn't get you any of those. So keep in mind that while it is possible to use it, and sometimes it can even be decent, this building is never going to be great. Like, really never. So you're better off not playing with it. I feel a bit sorry, because this is like a building spotlight, so I should talk about why a building can shine and how it can shine. But this building basically just never shines. So um, you might still experiment with it. I think that I had a game, it was probably in real life recently, where I was able to use it once, and then I upgraded it to a taxer. But I wouldn't say that it's ideal. So most of the time it's just a stop towards better buildings. But if you can make it work, you'll feel great. So there's that. See you next time. Bye bye.